So today what I'm going over is food influences. With food influences, there are four main types, and those four are physically, culturally, socially, and psychologically. This is the ways that food affects our lives, and the following slides are going to go over those in more detail. So first, food is going to meet our physical needs, so it's going to relieve our hunger. When you feel hungry, you have that physical need to eat, your stomach is going to start growling, you're going to feel some hunger, and so we eat to relieve that hunger. You can also eat to improve your wellness, so it's going to help with your proper physical development. If you aren't getting the right nutrients, you're not going to grow to your full potential, so it's very important that you eat a well-balanced diet. It can also help you manage stress. So if you're feeling stressed out, some people will stress eat or eat specific things to help them manage their stress, or they could be hungry and that could be causing them stress. So maintaining a healthy diet can really help manage that. It's also going to help keep you strong and energetic. There's certain types of foods that can help increase your energy, or if you're eating like a high protein diet, that can help you build up your muscles. So people choose different foods just to improve certain aspects of their wellness or to have a certain diet. Next, what we have is cultural influences. There are lots of different cultural influences on the foods that we eat. So first would be the national origin. So foods that are typical to certain regions. For example, Mexican and Spanish foods are found in the West and Southwest. There's certain foods that originated based off of a certain type of culture in that area, and so they will eat certain things based off of what we grow there. So for example, in Missouri, it used to be that we wouldn't be able to grow like bananas or lemons because our climate wouldn't allow for that. But because our world is becoming so like globalized and everybody is able to access all of those different foods, now we eat those things. But it used to be that those foods would be specific to a specific region. Religion can also affect our food choices. So some cultures or some religions are going to partake in customs regarding food and how people should eat. So, for example, Hindus won't use cattle because they're considered sacred. There's also different things like in Israel, there's a higher percentage of Jewish people. And so a lot of the restaurants will follow kosher laws. So like one of the kosher laws is that dairy and meat cannot be served at the same meal. So a lot of like the restaurants like McDonald's would not even sell cheeseburgers because it would violate kosher laws. Holidays can also influence the foods that we eat. So special days are set aside each year for celebration. So you may have heart-shaped candies on Valentine's Day, or if you think of like Thanksgiving, everybody always thinks of turkey with Thanksgiving. Or for Christmas, if you celebrate Christmas, we think of ham. There's just specific foods that are related to those holidays that people tend to eat. Next, we have social influences on foods. So one of the big ones is going to be family. So if your family has special traditions or occasions, they may have specific foods that they eat. My family always likes to do salmon, and so pretty much anytime that there's a birthday, we're going to have salmon for like dinner or lunch. Parental choice can also influence what you eat. So if your parents never choose to eat healthy foods, then their kids typically won't either. But the reverse is also true. If your family is really good about eating really healthy, then you as children are probably going to eat healthy too. My family was always really good about like having fruits and vegetables with dinner. And so even now, me and my siblings are really good about eating our fruits and vegetables. If parents don't take time necessary to plan and prepare nutritious meals at home, kids may be permitted to choose what they eat, or you might eat like a lot of convenience meals or fast meals. It just depends on if your family likes to cook or has the time to. If they don't, you might eat more of a variety or more of a easy meal prep types of foods. There's also if children are allowed to have access to the food supply at will. Some people believe that eating times should be planned, but others believe that kids should just be allowed to eat whenever they're hungry. I know that growing up, my family always said, like, okay, it's 8 o'clock, kitchen's closed, you should have eaten when it was like dinner time. We're not going to get any more food out. You'll just have to wait till morning. And some people are like, huh? While others are like, oh, you're hungry now? Go ahead and eat. Friends might also influence what you eat. Typically, when you're with friends, you're going to feel a little bit of peer pressure where you may eat just like fast food or more junk food. I know that when I would hang out with my friends in high school, we would almost always go to a fast food restaurant. One of our favorite places was a Chinese restaurant that served like very large portions, but Chinese food is not the most healthy, typically. Some other social influences could be mass media or food product trends. With mass media, there's going to be advertising. They actually say that TV commercials cause you to be more hungry, and they may encourage you to try new products or continue buying products. So a few years ago, I know that Lay's did a program where if you like came up with their new flavor, you would get like a free amount of Lay's for a year. And a lot of companies do that. There's also news might influence the foods that you eat. So notifications about health issues related to various food products. The news is always coming out with new things about like what foods are good for you or bad for you. It used to be in like the 80s and 90s that low-fat foods were what was considered to be like the healthy thing. In recent years, the keto diet has become really popular, though, which is almost the complete reverse of what they were doing in the 80s and 90s. The 80s and 90s was a low-fat era. Keto diet is like high-fat content. And it's always like in the news, they're finding new ways to like eat healthy or lose weight. Fads and fallacies are going to be things that are fads are like practices that are very popular for a short amount of time, while fallacies are like mistaken beliefs. So, for example, a fad that was big for a while was like a liquid diet or a juice cleanse. Your body actually doesn't need a juice cleanse or doesn't need like a liquid diet unless you have like a health condition that requires that. But people did that because they thought that it would help them lose weight or thought that it would help clean things out for them. Your kidneys and liver actually already like cleanse your body. You don't have to go on a cleanse to purify your body. So that wouldn't be not only a fad, but also a fallacy that it's a mistaken belief. And those are often related to nutrition, weight loss, and food safety. So sometimes fads and fallacies can overlap, but fads are going to be just like short practices where fallacies are like wrong beliefs. There's also food product trends. One would be health. So the creation of functional food products that contain healthy benefits beyond nutrients. One of the big popular ones right now is the like meal replacement shakes. There's a couple of different companies like I can't think of the name of it, but there's like a shake company that will create specific shakes or specific drinks that you can drink that are supposed to provide extra energy or extra nutrients to help like keep you really alert and help you lose weight. There's also convenience meals that are going to be meals on the go. They're going to be like easy prep, quick prep. They're also coming out with like HelloFresh or like some of those companies that can mail you food products that you can prepare very quickly that are still healthy. There's also a push for great taste, new and improved flavors of products, and a growing market for authentic ethnic foods. Millennials and like Generation Z are very focused on getting those real ethnic flavors that are more authentic and going to more like mom and pop type shops so that they're helping support the economy and also supporting those local businesses. So that's definitely changing the way that we are eating and the foods that we're eating. With foods, fallacies, and facts, there are a lot of different mistaken beliefs out there. So you could think of this as like myths versus truths. One fallacy is going to be that eating at night causes you to gain weight. That's actually not true. It's more about how much you're eating throughout the day than the time of day that you're eating. So time of day is not going to really affect it. But if you're, say, eating 3 meals and then at night you're like, oh, I'm going to have my 6th or 7th meal of the day, that's going to cause you to gain weight just because the amounts are too much. A fallacy also is that if it tastes good, it must be bad for you. Breads, lean meats, and fruits are among the best liked. So there are healthy options that will provide you the nutrients that you need, that taste good, that people will like, and it doesn't always mean that it's going to be bad for you. There are things that are bad for you that taste really good, but there's also good things for you that taste good. Another fallacy would be no fat equals no flavor. While fats do contribute taste to food, there's other ways of flavoring foods without adding fat. There's spices and herbs that have like 0 calories that you can add to foods and still keep it healthy, but it'll taste really good. There's also a fallacy that healthy foods take a lot more time to prepare, but fresh fruits and vegetables, all you have to do is rinse them off. So that would be very quick and easy to eat. There's also like pastas and whole grain breads that you can eat that don't take a lot of preparation time. Another fallacy would be organic fruits and vegetables are free from pesticides and therefore don't need to be washed. Organic fruits and vegetables can actually have certain type of chemical pesticides. They just have to be approved organic. So you still want to wash off fruits and vegetables. They can also have fertilizer sometimes, which fertilizer can be from manure. So you want to make sure you're washing your fruits and vegetables. Psychological influences on food would be thoughts and feelings that you have about specific foods. So odors can help you remember things about foods. You might also have different thoughts and memories about foods. If you, say, got sick on a certain food before, you may not want to eat that food again. Or the amount of enjoyment gained when eating can affect how much we eat. So if you really like the taste, you're probably going to eat more of it. If you don't like the taste, you probably won't eat as much. Or if you think it looks gross, you might not eat as much. We love food. Eating is entertainment. Social events are always going to include food. So if you went to a wedding and they didn't have cake, you'd probably be offended or be shocked. If you went to a birthday party and they didn't have cake, you'd be like, where's the birthday cake? We also are going to eat to express and accept appreciation. So typically when somebody is being honored, we have like an awards banquet. Those are very, very common. By becoming aware of our various influences on our eating habits, we empower ourselves to modify them in order to live healthier, longer lives. It's really important to know about the specific influences that you have in your life and how they are influencing the types of foods that you're eating. So when you think about that, it can really help you correct bad habits and prepare for better future habits. The assignment that you're going to be doing is to create an influence booklet. I'll be posting information on Canvas for you, so make sure that you're reading through. This is the instructions, but they're going to be broken down a little more easily in Canvas. If you have questions, please let me know. But that's Food Influences.